Yeah, today we will learn about the email in-depth concepts, and yesterday we have learned very basic concepts and the definition of the email. So today we will learn about domain names as well as the mailers and mail servers and message components and message composition as well as the advanced concepts of the email. In those email we have to manage and we have to manipulate security threats as well as we will do some exercises on composition as well as how to make advanced concepts in our email settings. So we will learn about all those things in this session. So first topic is domain names. We will go to domain names and what is it is exactly. So we will learn about the domain names and what is exactly the domain name and who will provide these domain names and where we have to register those domain names. We will learn all those things in this domain names concept. Actually, what is domain name? Yeah, domain name is a unique identifier where we will look into the one website that should be a unique name whole internet, whole world wide web. That is the unique name where we can relocate or where we can route to the particular website. That should be an available mode. How can I get that unique name for my website? That is actually a domain name. How can I register that particular domain name? So actually what is the concept of domain name is whatever the domain names are provided by every website, that should be registered by the internet. What is internet? Internet connectivity network internet information center. What it is exactly? This is a government body where we will register the domain names. Domain names are available by the DNS. What is DNS? Domain name system. Domain name system is provide the rules and regulations for the availability of domain names. So whatever you want to, suppose you are creating some website to provide whatever to provide or photos or something, you are going to create some website which is related to other topics such as suppose you are going to create an email server. In that you have to register a domain name. That domain name should be registered through the domain name system and followed by the internet concepts and internet registration process. So what is domain name system? Domain name system is a web server where we will web host our web pages. What are web pages? Web pages are included whole text as well as the photos as well as the video or anything, whole thing about HTML pages as well as the programming language which is related to web applications. So whatever the web pages we have created some web pages which is related to our website. So whole web pages should be hosted into a web server. How can I web host those web pages into web server? That should be because of the registration of our website. So we need to learn about the web hosting. Based on that, we will get a unique name for our website, that is actually the domain name. So how can I get these domain names? Based on the web server and based on the what we say internet concepts. So how can I get this? These are paid versions as well as the free versions. But whatever you want to do are real time or you want to get a whole page with a large amount of website, then you should go for paid services. But you are going to learn one of the extra feature, that is a free service. You can get some small pages you can web host into web server and you can get a URL for each and every site that should be available into the World Wide Web. You can access from your mobile, you can access from internet, you can access from everywhere. That should be hosted into a web server. Some of the free services are providing, some of the free web host services are providing for us. So in practical way you can do that. You can host that web pages into a web server and you can access that web domains in anywhere. So we will do that web hosting. So we need to learn what is web hosting. What is exactly? But how can you do that? you have to know about this web hosting. Suppose you are creating some websites and you have web pages that are related to some web programming languages such as HTML, PHP and CSS, JavaScript, all those things. You have created lot of web pages which are related to some kind of concept which is related to website. So you want to host that your web pages into a World Wide Web. So you need to host that web pages into a web server. So we will do the exercise for example, one example in a web host process, and we will do that by some exercise. And what is web hosting is, we will learn, and we are making available our website into a internet. So that is called a web hosting. So you can get access from anywhere through the internet. And how can you do that? Just I explained earlier, right? That is a paid versions as well as the free versions. But in free versions, we would upload some certain space of web pages only. Suppose you want to do some large amount or large space or large time to make an availability internet, so you should purchase that particular domain names. So I will explain one thing, I will differentiate one thing, what is URL as well as what is domain name. Those both concepts coming under web hosting only. Suppose you are creating one website and you are going to hosting that particular web pages into a web server. That should be that should contain one URL as well as the domain name. Just I explained earlier. Suppose I am taking one example, www.google.com. What is URL and what is web domain in this case? www.google.com is an whole thing related to URL, and google.com is a domain name. Actually, what is domain name? Just I explained earlier, right? That is an unique availability name in a World Wide Web, and google.com has a one IP and it is relocated with the IP which is coming from the web server. So we have lot of websites and which has unique domain names. That means we have large amount of domain names in the world. So everything is related to web hosting as well as the domain name, and through the creating domain names by the rules and regulations taken by the DNS, and that should be a government body which is related to internet. And what are the examples? What are the domain names we can do and we can see in as examples? We have lot of domain names. We have kind of web domain names. We have top level domain names as well as second level domain names and third level domain names, and go on. And what is top level domain name? As I am taking one example, www.google.com, and in this .com is a commercial thing, and this is actually a domain name which is a top level domain name. And you can see some examples, .net, .org, .edu and .gov. These are the commercial as well as the education related as well as the non-profit organization domain names. These are the top level domain names. You can see lot of websites created through these domain names only. You can see .com, .net, .org, this kind of domain names in the internet world. And you can see other levels of domain names. That means secondary, tertiary and tertiary, all those things, all those you can see some kind of web domain names in a internet. Just like a Google and Google.com. Google.com is a secondary level domain name. And you can see one example here, goibibo.com. Goibibo.com is a second level domain name. Here .com is a top level domain name as well as goibibo.com is a second level domain. You can see other examples. That one is a third level domain name, and fourth one is a fourth level domain name. These are the some examples under domain name system. And actually we have all the domain names as well as the URLs which existed in a real time world wide web, and you can access through the internet. And how can you access those internet? How can you access those through the internet is the unique IP name. And you can see here this is the workflow of connectivity and access the World Wide Web which is created by yourself. Suppose I would like to access one particular URL, how can do that? What is the flow of getting that particular URL in our website, and how can I get that particular URL? This is the workflow of that particular thing. So, I have a laptop, or I am accessing through the any device, mobile or laptop or anything. So, I am entering some URL here, suppose www.google.com. Then what it happens, first it will go to web server. What it is web server? Web server has a domain names as well as the domain name system rules. So, it will fetch, or it will pull the IP of particular domain. What it is exactly? www.google.com. So, it will fetch a particular IP which is mapped to particular URL. So, you can see one IP which is existed in web server. So, from there we will get some IP, and that is mapped to some web pages. So, whatever the web pages we have hosted in a web server, that could be access to the particular IP. So, particular IP is mapped to the particular URL. So, finally, what you will do, you can fetch all the web pages which are hosted in the particular URL through the particular IP address. So, we will do some exercise here. How can I host my web pages? That should be a we have some free website where we can upload our web pages. That is actually one website here. You can see 00webhost.com. Through that we will do some exercise, and we will upload some web pages into that site, and we will access through the internet, and we will see whatever the pages we have uploaded into the particular site. So, we will see one example here. We will do some exercise. So, here it is. I will explain that. So, through this website we will host some web pages into this, and we will access through the internet. You can access through from anywhere when you host the web pages into this site. So, I have actually we need to create some you can say login information, and you can get information. After that, you can host some pages into this, and you can access through the internet. So, I have an account here. So, I am logging into this site. So, I have already access to this site, and I will host some pages into this. Then I will access through the internet from anywhere. So, I am logging into this site. Once I get into this site, I can see one thing to upload pages. Actually, we are facing some issue here. So, I will explain like this through the PPT only. So, here you can see the process to web hosting, that exercise. So, I have access to the 00webhost.com, then I will go there and I will sign up into that site, and whatever the pages I have, I will upload those files into the particular site. Then I will save those files into that particular site, then I will get a link, and they will provide a one web host web host link where we can access through the internet. So this is the one link. I have uploaded some files into the particular space, and I have saved those files and I have uploaded successfully. Then I will get a one link to access those web pages through the whole internet. So I am writing this. So I will get from this. So I have uploaded those files into the web host service. Then I will. So we are facing some issue here. So some sites could be a blocked state. So we are getting this problem. You can see. Okay, no worries. So this is the way we can host some web pages into a particular website, and we will get some link, and through that we can access through the internet. So we will go to the next topic here, mailers. What is mailers, and what is the mailers provided by the web servers, and how can I use that mailers, and what it is exactly, and how can you use that, and what is the purpose of the mailers. We will learn about these things in this session. And see what is mailers, and what is exactly, and how can I use that mailers things. So mailer is just a mail program. You can say a mail client, you can say the email client. What is email client? Email client can manages the whole thing. You can post the mail, and you can compose the mail, and you can reply back to the mail, and you can forward the mail. Whatever the functionalities, whatever the features we have through the email concept, you can do through the mailers service. So one of the best example for the mailer is Google Gmail bulk SMS sent functionality, which is existed in Gmail. That is a group mail. So what is group mail? Through the group mail functionality, by using that software, you can send bulk SMS in a one go. You can send a lot of messages in a one go. You can send, you have composed one mail, and you can send by one click to the 100 persons or 500 mails to the particular destinations. So we have some limits here. So how can I get those limits, and what are the limits existed in Gmail is that should be restricted by the Gmail web server. So you can say 500 mails per day, you can send 500 mails per day through the website, and 100 mails per day through the desktop application. You can say desktop web service, which is provided by the Gmail software, Gmail web server. So you have some limit existent on space also. You can see 10 MB per message you can send in a one go through the group mail. This is the best example. You can see you can manage the mailers through the group mail. This is a one best example you can use, and you can send bulk SMS to the particular destinations that is existed in email IDs. So you can do some repetitive work in a one go. Just I have explained earlier, you can send one SMS, and you can compose one SMS, or you can create a one mail also. You can send that particular mail to the bulk number of recipients, or you can say destination address in a one go. That is a repetitive work. You are composing one attempt, and you are sending to the lot of destination addresses by escaping from the repetitive work. This is possible through the mailer software, and we can manage everything. We can manage whole websites, or you can manage email related features through the mailer service. So, what you can do that mailers can be a software, or you can give through the you can get through the web server providers. Through that you can host, you can do that particular software installation. Then you can use the functionalities like repetitive work, like send bulk emails to the lot of destinations, as well as you can add some company logos, you can add some animations, you can add some heavy amount of heavy space, heavy size related videos. You can add those things in mailers, and those provided by the web service providers. Through that you can install those mailer softwares, and you can do some email things which are restricted through the web servers, free web servers. So, here we have another concept, what it is message components. Yesterday we learned about these things. If you have a remember on this, you know all those things which I have explained yesterday. So, what are those? We have message components. What are those? Message headers, attachments, and message body, which has greeting, text, as well as a signature. We have some fruitful concept here. Text. What is text? You can use whatever you want to design, whatever you want to designate it, some kind of work, and you want to show your makeup of your text concept. You want to show something to the message body. So, you can do that by using the text header. You can send particular mails in some designated way and some digital way. So, these are the some message components which are there: message headers, message attachments, as well as the message body, which is existed with the greetings, as well as the text, as well as the signature. Signature I yesterday explained earlier. Signature is the representation of your profile. You can see, you can send your signature through the mail, then those persons, recipients can know who is that person and what is the profile of that person, and how can I contact to the person through that signature only. So, we will do some composition and we will do some exercise on these, and just I explain what are message headers. I have explained this, right. So, what it is exactly? Just I am break through this and just giving a overview. What is from? You know about this. What is from? From is an source address from where you are sending a mail, and date you can see particular sending mail particular date, then you can see that particular date on that particular email. And what is to address? To address is a destination address, which is exactly a email address. And you can see the subject. Subject is an open concept. Then through the subject text, you can know that particular message body is related to that particular subject only. Through the subject, you can know what is existed in the mail body. And you can see the carbon copy, which are existed in the carbon copy. If you mention the email address in the carbon copy, that mail address is visible to all the person which are received from the other destinations. And you have a BCC address, you can see that this is an invisible email address. If you mention the email address in the BCC, but that person should not see, that person email address cannot see from the other recipients. This is the best thing. You can hide some recipients through the BCC. So, we will do some exercise, and I have explained earlier, this is the attachment concept. You can attach photos, audio, video, digital kind of things. You can attach those things, and you can see how much files you have uploaded, and you can see the buffer of that particular attachments. You can see here the one image is there, and you can see lot of documents I have added, and you can send through that particular mail. And here is a just a normal explanation on greeting as well as the text as well as the signature. You can see some greeting concepts here, just like a hello sir, dear sir, and welcome to this park. This kind of greetings you can mention in a message body. This is the new concept which is we haven't covered in a last session. So you can see that greeting is an opening actual message. This should be a best impression way to proceed with the message body. So you can mention, suppose you are going to send a mail to the higher authority, so you can mention hi sir, otherwise you can mention dear sir, or you can mention the particular recipient address through that greeting. And what is text? Text is a message text you are going to use that particular text in a content in a message body. So you can design that particular message body with a text by using colors as well as bold letters, as well as the size. Size is related to normal size, big size, as well as some specific related to fonts. You can use the fonts also, some Times Roman as well as the Arial related and Vani related, this kind of fonts you can use. Suppose you want to send a Telugu related message, so you can use that font. Vani is a Telugu script font, so you can use that script and you can send a Telugu typing message. And final thing is the signature. Through the signature you can see, or you can give your profile, and you can give your personality to the recipient, what you are and what you have the profile, and how can I connect, how can I communicate that recipient to the source address. Through the signature only he can know and he can communicate with you. If he wants to connect directly, or if you mention the phone number, then that person can connect through that particular signature only. And you can see some location details, some you can say some manager, some kind of designation you can give that in a signature. So we will do some exercise on this. So you can see that particular slide here. You can see some explain things, to address, CC address, BCC address, and subject and message body, and some signature, some examples of signature, as well as that send button, and you can see that attachment button, and as well as some text related designments, and you can see that text related colors as well as a bold thing, and you can see that fonts through that text related things. And you can see that particular suppose you want to add some photos from the drive which is existed in the internet, through that also you can see and you can attach those things into that particular mail. So you can attach those things, and you can, if you want to save and if you want to drop that particular thing, so this is the draft thing. Here you can see some draft thing. So suppose you have created some message and you want to save that in a particular time, then this is the way. And you want to drop out that mail, and you can do this. And you want to add some smiley things, smiley faces. Nowadays almost all the persons you are using in the conversation smiley things. So we will do some exercise on message composition, and here we can see that particular window. This is the main window of that particular page, and through that we will you can see that login logout session here, and this is the message composition box. Through this only you can send a message by using those message body concepts as well as the message features by to CC, BC, and all those things you can fill those related information here, and this is the way. And we will do the exercise on the message composition. This is the process you can follow through the exercise. Sorry. And first you have to log in into the window as well as the compose, and you will fill that all the things, and finally you will send, and finally you get the notification after you are sending a message. So we will do that some exercise. So this is the my main window. You can see that here. This is the main window after logging into my Gmail account. Now I am going to compose one mail. Once I clicked on the compose button, I will get this compose box. So you can mention the URL here, some email address to send to address. You can see this, and if you want to add some So, CC, I have added some CC here. And now I am adding some BCC here. We will see what is the difference between the CCC as well as the BCC. So, I am mentioning some BCC here. So, I am adding some text here, body and greeting. I am adding some greeting here. So, I am doing some designated work here. So, I want to large, if you want to use, do that, you can decorate your mail body here, and after that you should mention the signature with a thank you or anything you can mention. Like this. You can mention all the phone number if you want. Then if you want to add some location address, also you can add those things. So, if you want to decorate this, so you can mention like this some large things, and as well as some, suppose you want to add some coloring on that, also you can mention with the colors. You can see like this. If you want to change those things, you can decorate everything here. So, like this you can make a decoration on your text like this. So, after that I am attaching one suppose I would like to add something here. Suppose I would like to add some attachment, then I can attach, and we have to wait for the attachment to upload. Then after uploading that attachment, then you can send easily, and after sending that email you can get some notification. So, after that sending a mail, you can get a notification your message has been sent successfully. After that you can see whether that message has been sent or not through that sent mail menu. Then you can see that message has been sent or not, you can see through that. And suppose I want to see whatever I got some mails, then you can see like this. So, this is a one mail. We can see one example here. Have decorated some mail body here. I have sent from address is this, and to address is this, and CC is this, and you can see some BCC related information also. You can see all those things. Some BCC related is that will get a Om Sai Om 1 Gmail, but this mail address cannot see by the Suman7gmail.com. This email address cannot see this particular BCC address. This is the way we can do some message composition, and we have attached some image here. You can see whatever the attached images, and you can see that. Suppose you want to reply on that particular mail, you can click on that mail drop down, then you can see that reply and reply to all. What is the difference between this? Reply is went to the particular person only, and reply to all will went to the whole mentioned email addresses which is existed in CC, BCC as well as the to address, whatever existed in the mail. So, you want to forward that particular mail to the unknown person. Unknown person means which is existent, which is not existed in the composition mail. Then you can add that particular mail address through this, and you can send. and these are the best things you can follow, and you can see whatever you want. Suppose I have drafted some mail, then you can see from the this place, and you can see particular drafted messages and mails through the draft folder, and these are the things we will learn in next topic, whole things which are related to just I explained earlier, replay and forward. We did this exercise on this session, and this is the one example I have mentioned earlier. You can decorate all those things, and you can see everything here, BCC, CCC, and you can see some decoration on text message body. You can see that attachment, and you can see the some tool which is related to font text as well as the bold related. Suppose you want to align that and bullets, you can see, and you can see that a particular attachment icon and all those things. So next session we will learn about the mail management. What is mail management, and how can I manage the mailers, and how can manage that emails, and suppose I am getting lot of mails to inbox, then how can I manage those things, and how can I block some unrelated messages and some malware functionality related mails, and we will learn about those things in a email management. We will do some exercises on that, and we will get some fruitful experience and some interesting topics also. I am going to explain some phishing concept. You can get some username and password which is entered through the Gmail. You can see all those things by the we will do some exercises, and we will get some important and some very interesting topics, and email security related also. You can see some exercises on that, and some label creation and to manage the emails, and some filters. We will create some filters and to manage the email lot of emails, and we will block some email address, suppose such as you don't want to take or receive mails from that particular address, so you can block that particular address. We will learn all those things in a email management concept. So this is the session which is related to email security as well as the email management, and we will learn about all those things in our next sessions, and how it is managed, and why we have to manage that emails, and what is the advantage of management, and if you purchase the email related service, through that also we will get a lot of functionalities and a lot of features to manage that kind of thing. Just to explain earlier, mailers is one of the email software you can do, and you can do some manage, and you can do some time efficiency concepts. So you can send repetitive work with one way, and you can send some bulk SMS by using one composition, and you can add some company related logos, as well as suppose you want to celebrate with your friends related events, also you can mention those events as a calendar basis. In calendar also, through that calendar you can get some notifications related to the event. So we will learn all those things, and coming session you can see some very interesting topics. You can hack the some Gmail account. We will do that exercise in the next session. So